Coming up, can a simple technique relieve your pain?
Welcome to Having It All, Lifestyles of the Rich and Conscious with MarBeth Dunn, featuring experts and pioneers in health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality, creating a happier, healthier, wealthier you. And now, here's our host, MarBeth Dunn.
Our guest today, all the way from Bangkok, Thailand, Shalini Joshi Yamdagni, international physical and emotional pain relief expert and founder of Magical Pain-Free Living. Shalini, I am so thrilled that you are here on our show. I love you and I love your work.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, MarBeth. Thank you for having me on this show. I'm feeling very honored to be here.
Oh, well, the honor's mine. So we were talking a little bit before the show, and you were telling me that 8 years ago you were in a restaurant. What happened then?
Yeah, so 8 years ago I was in a restaurant, and 8 years ago my life actually, before I went to that restaurant, it was on a sort of a standstill because I had been diagnosed with an illness. Because of which, and I had chronic pain. So I was, literally on bed rest all the time because of chronic pain. And I managed to go to that restaurant because there was a self-awareness talk. And attending that seminar in that restaurant just changed my life completely because I heard these profound words. You create your life with your thoughts, and you create your sickness with your thoughts too. And I really was shocked because it was a completely new way of, it was completely new to me. And I thought, how can I create my sickness with my thoughts? And and I was speaking with the host who was leading the seminar, and he told me, why don't you try EFT for your pain? And I said, what is EFT? And he said, emotional freedom techniques. And I thought, oh gosh, what's emotion got to do anything with my physical pain? I have inflammation and all that technical stuff. But, I went back home after that seminar and I Googled EFT online, and as best as I could understand it back then, it was called emofree.com. It was a website run by Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, and he had this 80-page downloadable manual, and I downloaded it and I started applying it as best as I understood it. And within minutes, I noticed, reductions in my pain levels, and I was just shocked out of my mind. And as I began to use this technique like a maniac, literally, over the next 1 month, I completely healed myself of every single pain in my body, and I was free from my disease too. So that little visit to that restaurant literally changed my whole life.
That is amazing. I didn't know that. That's amazing. Yes. I also was involved with the emotional freedom technique, and not involved with Gary Craig, but I did study emotional freedom technique because it's such an amazing modality or technique. It's amazing what you can do with it. So
the best thing for me with the emotional freedom techniques, the amazing thing is that it's easy. And anyone can do it. Anyone can learn it. I was sitting in my home in my pajamas and I accessed this technique online, and I completely healed myself. So it's a very empowering technique. That's what I really love about it, is that anyone can use it to help themselves.
Well, how does it work, Shalini?
So emotional freedom techniques is like emotional acupuncture, except we don't use needles. We simply tap on the acupuncture points, key acupuncture points with our fingertips as we tune into things that are stressing us out, that are bothering us, whether physically or emotionally. And as we do this tapping process and tuning into things that are disturbing us, the tapping sends this vibration into our system that kind of clears out the blocks, the energetic blocks. And how do we get these energetic blocks? What I understand is that, for example, if you have a disturbing thought, or a disturbing experience or a disturbing memory, for example, if somebody just called you on your phone right now and told you your daughter is very sick, or somebody that you love had an accident, immediately your body will, experience an energetic disturbance, and you might start to feel negative emotion like, anger or fear or worry or anxiety. And if it stays there for a while, you might even experience something physical, like your heart starts beating and your veins tense up, your muscles, feel tensed. So a disturbing thought causes a disturbance in your body, causes a negative emotion, and then can even cause something physical. So now, how I was using it, because I had physical pain. So as I tuned into things that had been bothering me emotionally and tapping on these key acupuncture points and releasing those old emotional disturbances, conflicts that was stored inside my body, as this energy cleared out, my body was restored into its natural flow, into its natural balance, and I was free of my physical pain. So that's how emotional freedom techniques works.
What I thought was interesting, and that's wonderful, really clear, concise explanation. What I thought was wonderful was that you shared with me that prior to going to that restaurant, you had a completely different belief system.
Yes, absolutely. I was also mentioning to you that your show is called Have It All. And my belief system 8 years ago was just the opposite. I was stuck at a job that I really didn't like. I was frustrated. I was angry. And I was not, and since I was so dissatisfied in that job, I would take all that anger and frustration and I would pour it at my kids, and it was a vicious cycle. And there was a lot of emotional negativity in my life back then. And I stuck at that job, because I thought, at least this job gives me the freedom to go home early so I can be with the kids. And I used to tell myself, just be happy with what you have. At least you have this job. Look at others. They don't even have this, and they don't even have a wonderful family. So my whole thinking back then was, you cannot have it all. And I stuck at that job. And of course, I was in complete misery. But 8 years hence, in 2014, I co-authored a book, and my chapter was called You Can Have It All. And it's completely different, because right now, I work at a job that I completely love. I work with ideal clients. I work when I want, where I want. I get to be home and have a, quality life with my family, or take regular vacations and have a lot of me time, and just like the complete opposite. And really, it was just a belief system. And because I had that belief system, I guess I kept attracting more of the same. And now that, I'm on the other side of the fence, I did co-author the book, and the title was You Can Have It All. And really, feeling very blessed that, I can say that with confidence, that you really can have it all.
We'll be back to our show in just a moment. Would you agree that the current state of the world is angry, chaotic, turbulent, and possibly insane? And that's not even mentioning everyone's personal issues. We all need miracles, and now is the time. I'm MarBeth Dunn, the Miracle Mama. Imagine a river of miracles flowing into your life, bringing harmonious relationships, better health, prosperity, clarity, peace of mind, and a deep sense of joy. What if you could know all your needs are being met and feel calm and peaceful even in the midst of turbulent change? Get your free guide now, 7 easy ways to harness the power of miracles at miracles101.com. That's miracles101.com and live your miraculous life. Isn't it so fascinating that when we believe that we can't have it all, that the universe totally gives us exactly what we believe? And then when you realized, oh my goodness, look at this, it's just a belief system, and my beliefs are creating my illness, then you shifted your beliefs and you rid yourself of the emotional stress that was creating that illness that you had. And here you are 8 years later, thriving and joyful and having it all. I love it.
Yeah. And it's so sad that, we can all have it all. And it's just we need to wake up and recognize that it's really, like I told you when I was at the restaurant, I heard these profound words. You create your life with your thoughts. And back then I had no idea what that meant. How do you create your life? And it's really all these negative thoughts and negative beliefs that are fuel for what comes next in our lives. And we really need to, change our thoughts, and then our lives change respectively.
And it's so interesting, too, that we don't always know what the beliefs are that are keeping us stuck. Sometimes these beliefs are things that we've had all of our lives, and they are so much a part of us that we're looking through that particular lens and we don't even realize the belief is there.
Oh, yeah. I think beliefs are like tricky, sneaky thieves. They steal from our lives the fun and the juices that we can enjoy. They're so close to us. Like you said, we've had them for so long. I've always grown up with the belief that, you should be grateful for what you have, count your blessings. But we literally think that, I should be grateful and not want more. Just be satisfied with the status quo, which is so not true. But it's something that we're ingrained with, many of us. I was.
I think that having a desire pulls you forward, because that can be your passion, your inspiration to do whatever you want. If you don't have that desire, you're kind of stuck, aren't you?
Yep. I think, yeah, exactly. You're just stagnating. And, that boredom, that stagnation can only bring more pain, disease, and all kinds of unhappy experiences.
So look at you 8 years later, you have the life that you want, and you help other people now achieve the lives that they want and release their pain, their emotional pain, their physical pain. I think that's just amazing that you have totally created this.
Yeah, and interestingly, my first ever client, MarBeth, was a doctor.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was a doctor with leg pain, and she lived in my apartment. Actually, she was the one I had been consulting for my pain. And then one day I was completely pain-free, and she said, "What's going on?" And so yeah, she was my first client. She had a pain in her leg for like 5-6 years, which was just getting worse. And I said, "Would you like to try, this thing that I've been doing. And, she'd been watching me, so she was really excited and curious. And sure enough, within 5-6 sessions, her leg pain was gone. I also had another doctor who was actually suffering from autoimmune disorder as well as fibromyalgia. And she came to me and she said, Shalini, I know there's something else going on because I have all these clients. I'm a doctor and I prescribe the same medication to 2 different people with the same problem, with the same symptoms, and one reacts, but nothing happens to the other. So she was kind of always aware that there's something more going on. And when she was, stuck with this autoimmune disorder, she came to me. And sure enough, as we dealt with the old emotional pain that, she'd been carrying with her as a child, as a kid, and all through her adult life, as we released that emotional trauma and that emotional baggage, she was free from her autoimmune disorder. And she has a wonderful testimonial on my website. But yeah, it's been amazing to first free myself and then see others not only with the emotional pain or physical pain, but even diseases in their body leave as the system gets restored into its natural balance. I had another client. He's the director of Obopan, Thailand, and Dunkin' Donuts. And he was suffering from 15 years of anxiety, taking pills every single day, taking antidepressants. And, he came to me because from someone that he had heard about. And it was, I think, just 2 sessions. And we were able to clear his 15 years of anxiety, which was keeping him stuck and was threatening his career because he wasn't able to travel. He wasn't able to take those high escalator, those elevators that go straight up to the 30th floor without stopping. He would get panicked, anxiety. And so it was really disturbing his career. And and he was completely free of it. And, everything just worked out for him too. So yeah, I've had lots of interesting clients, doctors, and people just from all sorts of backgrounds. And the wonderful thing is not only, do they get help, but now they have a tool that they can use over and over and over again by themselves to help themselves. And how empowering is that? It's just wonderful that they don't have to keep coming back to someone for support. They can support themselves.
I know, it's amazing. Here you had this illness and nobody could really help you with it. You were in chronic pain, you were bedridden, and now you're able to help all these other people. It's powerful. And I'm so thrilled that you came on to share your story. So you said that you have a gift that you would like to share with our listeners?
Yes, I absolutely do have a gift. It's a free report.
They'll get the link to it on your show page.
Okay, so it's 4 secrets to freeing yourself from pain. And it's the 4 key things that I learned on my journey from being stuck with chronic pain on bed rest to freeing myself completely from the pain, and key things that I learned that were just, I had been putting all my energy and focus in a completely different direction. It was the wrong, misdirected focus. So here I share the 4 mistakes. Somebody on your show that's, hearing this show and they're stuck in pain and they're wondering, what are we doing wrong? You learn those 4 secrets that I discovered on my journey so that you can kind of redirect yourself and be on the right path to experiencing lasting relief finally.
Wonderful. This has gone so fast, and it's been so wonderful to have you on the show. To learn more about Shalini Yamdagni, visit her show page on TheHavingItAllShow.com. That's TheHavingItAllShow.com, Shalini Yamdagni.
Join MarBeth next week on The Having It All Show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Conscious. Visit TheHavingItAllShow.com now to learn more about MarBeth and her special guests and download your free report.